It's 80s hard rock ringleaders Quiet Riot. These godfathers of pop metal were the first headbangers to have their debut album hit #1, bringing rough-edged LA rock into the living room. Late great guitar legend Randy Rhoads actually started the band, but the man who put Quiet Riot on the map was its frontman with a flair for the dramatic, original vocalist Kevin DuBrow.
I grew up in Hollywood. I'm one of the few that actually was born here. I'm a child of Hollywood.
This Tinseltown kid has always been about lights, cameras, and action. Growing up, Kevin knew just how to grab center stage, with a charming smile, some flashy headgear, and the finest threads. But Kevin's path to superstardom started out on the other side of the lens.
I was a photographer for a while, which is a way to shoot bands. I saw Rod Stewart in the Faces. The guys wanted to be him, and the girls wanted to be with him. I said, man, I can do this. And I was just made up my mind that's what I was going to do. I was going to be a rock star.
Kevin moved like Rod the Bod, and he certainly had the look. Soon he formed his first real band, taking its name from a Louisa May Alcott novel. Still, something about Little Women wasn't quite right.
I was friends with a guy in a band called Status Quo. I says, well, if I had a band, I'd call it Quite Right. I said, Quite Right? And he goes, no, Quite Right. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, in an American accent, it would be Quiet Riot. And that's where we got the name.
The tag was perfect in a town known for its share of mayhem, but Quiet Riot's debut at La Cañada Country Club wasn't so crazy. Soon Kevin went searching for new blood and found stunt bass player Rudy Sarzo. With Rudy on board, Kevin and the boys were cruising the club circuit in no time. Here they are at LA's legendary Starwood in 1978. Quiet Riot continued scorching the Sunset Strip in 1979 with a gig at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Their strong live shows were opening doors, even landing the boys a spot on the local news.
What they're saying is that the music scene in Los Angeles is back on the streets. That means that there are literally hundreds of bands playing music trying to get a break.
This group is called Quiet Riot. It has been together 4 years and considers itself permanent wave rather than the punkish new wave. You have to be aware of these distinctions. Quiet Riot also falls into the general category garage band, a category noted for its ability to penetrate the walls of garages and rehearsal halls with pure sound. Noted also for being local, young, and struggling desperately to be signed to a recording contract with a major label.
Unfortunately, major labels weren't exactly feeling the noise.
I think it was my idea or somebody's to rent a couple of flatbed trucks, have all of our fans get on the trucks with a bunch of Quiet Riot picket signs saying, "Sign Quiet Riot."
Even with all those fans drumming up support, Quiet Riot still needed to pump up their rhythm section with some fresh blood behind the skins. Enter hard-hitting Frankie Banali, a New York kid practically holding his breath for a chance at the drum kit.
I wanted to start playing drums in the school band. They had too many drummers. They put me on cornet until they found out that I had acute asthma and passed out holding a high C. So they switched me over to drums.
After high school, Frankie went to Hollywood. Here he is gigging with his LA band Monarch in 1980. They may have rocked the West Valley Supper Club, but Monarch didn't rule for very long. Once Frankie fell in with Quiet Riot, he helped him find the perfect cleanup hitter for their lineup, lead guitarist Carlos Cavasso. As a kid, Carlos was definitely on the straight and narrow, and he was oh so innocent. Then rock and roll infiltrated the Cavasso household, and Carlos was never quite the same. Long sun-bleached hair gave way to longer sun-bleached hair. By the end of high school, Carlos was a rebel without a clue.
And I'm sitting around the house, and I have no idea what I'm going to do next. And then I get a call from Kevin one morning at that house. I don't know how they got my number, but they said they needed a guitar player.
Carlos put Kevin in the band over the top, And it wasn't long before they were